G'day traders, John from Crypto Candlestick Trading. Just doing a quick update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. And I've changed my screen to black. Let me know if you don't like it. I don't know if I like it. I think I do at this stage. But anyway, let's have a look at what's happening here. We'll have a look at the weekly chart first. I mean, the weekly looks pretty obvious. And I'll get rid of that red line. I can draw a better red line than that now, I think. Something like that will do. And yeah, I'll make it a little bit redder. Okay, so that's out there. So basically, have a look at what we've done on the weekly charts, and we've come down here, smashed through it, but there's been a fair bit of buying come back into it, but we've got a Harami there saying that the selling has stopped, a little bit more selling, and now it's gone up to here and it's pulled back, but notice how it hit the 200 and it's been rejected there so far at the 200. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. That's with the weekly chart, and the week's not finished yet either. But here, if we have a look here, so we've come down and we've got a little bit of green volume coming back in, which is good. And then we've got so we've got an engulfing there, another engulfing here, but it's not above the 9. And then we've got an engulfing below the 9, and it's gone into like really very indecisive but negative trading. And then anyway, have a look at this. So we've got this sell-off here. We've got a doji, and then like if that's the footrest, the bed, and then here's the bed, and then there's the bed head. It's completely reversed that position for that sell-off, and it's also closed above the 9, and we're coming out of an oversold condition. So, but there's one thing here that, or actually there's two things here that, like I don't really, I'm not all that excited about. And one of those things is that the 200 moving average. So we can see clearly here that we're just gone straight up to the 200 moving average, and now we've got a doji. And so it depends a lot on what happens with this one here. If we had to close below the 9, that's going to be a very negative for this attempted rally. But anyway, so we've got a doji there and potentially selling off. Who knows what's going to happen. But one thing I do like to see, and I would much rather buy, is that when we've got a low from the 9 EMA, and then a high low, and then we're coming out of that high low and pointing upwards, above the 9, that's what I'm interested in. And also, if we're above the weekly 200, it's very difficult to be buying and making good, solid gains between here and here. And the time frame that we're looking at, there's not enough money in it to be made. Let's wait for a real solid breakout. And, we might even try and attempt to reach the 50 there, or, it wouldn't surprise me, actually, if that was the case, or even go sideways until that 50 catches up with us. Okay, now, another thing I wanted to mention is that, like, I went and updated my watch list again, because surprisingly there's a few changes that have happened in the prices of currency and their positioning and ranking in the markets. So I update my watch list around about every month to 6 weeks. Sometimes a little bit later and do it around about every 2 months. But I always do it when I see a massive change. If I see something that, like a crypto's just come into town, like Ape, for example, and it's climbed the ranks, I'm interested in that one. So, that's on my watch list all the time. But once you've got your watch list, be sure to check that watch list every day for, any up and coming opportunities. And, here we can see there is some positive action, but the only thing that's missing is the 9 EMA. I do like that to be making, it looks to me like we're potentially due for a bit of a pullback here. Because we're still making high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and it looks like we've got potential reversal, so could be heading down. But one thing is that we are going from the low that it's about 19,250, I think it was, support, to the 22,250 support. That's now 22.5 actually, because the price has gone up from these lows here. So anyway, that's not looking too bad. That's probably about the only things that I would be concerned about when I'm seeing the market at the moment. And we haven't had a good follow through day either. Like I'm expecting, I want massive volume with a massive, breaking, this is average volume. I want to see, like a pullback and then a massive one with big volume, something like this or this with a candle like this, after a pullback. And then when we see that one, that's the one that I'll be jumping on board. Because that will, to me, be confirmation of the beginning of the uptrend. And so far, I haven't seen it. I've seen some positive signs, but not not solid enough to be jumping into the markets for me yet, and especially being under the weekly 200. That's just a it's a pretty negative one for me. So here we are on the 4-hour chart, and now I was talking to a mate, and he was asking me, when's a good time to buy, and I said basically, so I explained to him what an engulfing pattern is. If we took this inverted hammer out, there's another massive engulfing there, and look at that morning star, massive engulfing too. So, and so I showed him this one, and I also showed him this one, and said that these ones here are the ones to buy. And anyway, so, and like clearly, they've gone up very nicely. Now, they're broken above this previous support, but they had massive resistance being on the weekly chart. Now we've got a harami that says that the buying has stopped. We have a bigger harami, which is, so this went all the way up and then sold off about 40%, opened here and closed more than 50% below the body of the candle, which is another negative. And attempted, so who knows, we might actually even be making some sort of a flag pattern that we could break out of to the upside. No one knows what's going to happen, but let's just trade what happens. And when one of these happens, let's trade that. But above the 200 weekly moving average. I'm looking forward to it, breaking those levels and finding, coming back and finding support on there so we can start buying there. So be sure to check your watch list every day too. Changing your watch list around about every 8 weeks or 6 weeks or something, and then when you see updates, and also checking your watch list every day. That's probably been drummed into a fair bit being here, but I make sure that every single day I go through my watch list, and I don't care what day it is, my birthday, my mum's birthday, it doesn't matter to me. I just check my watch list every day. Christmas, I don't care. I just got to check my watch list. Anyway, because that's where you find your opportunities. You can see where it's, potentially coming down to the 50 and, up to, the 200 resistance and all that sort of stuff. You can be anticipating these kind of moves. And, if you check your watch list every day. If you don't check it every day, how can you know? You need to be in sync and stay in sync with the market. Okay, after that rant, but that's just the way I think for myself, and I don't give myself any opportunity to get out of it. That's just the way I've kind of learned how to do it. So, because I've found it's very costly when you leave it. It's costly if it's heading down, and it's costly for the ones that you miss. And it's better off not holding stuff that's going down and making sure you only buy the ones that are confirmed. Like they got good, increasing volume. It has this one here, like that's good volume, nice little break. This one here, you wouldn't have done so well, probably been pulled back and stopped out maybe. But in any case, we can see that something's going on there, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here on the 1 hour chart. So above the 50, but where's our height? That's 22 and a half almost. So it's only 700 points away. Before we hit resistance if we do decide to go up. But anyway, we'll wait and see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'll just go a few more on the daily charts. And yeah, this was the watch list that I did, and I know it. Actually, sorry, that's not the one. I don't know where it is. But I just redid the whole watch list. Actually, this kind of looks like it. So this is it. This on the 1 hour chart. Oh, sorry, this is the daily chart. Huge decline, massive decline, and now we've come, but there's small. Look at this. This is tight trading, and this is low volume. And there's, even though we've got more green volume by the looks of it, but it's low volume. It's declining, and that declining usually represents that no traders want to get rid of their shares at this price. And so even if there's people buying, no one wants to sell. So this is kind of it's getting to tight trading. Will we get another pop to the low side? For me personally, I hope so, because I want my low filled, my entry filled. But if not, I'll be waiting for a buy. And if I get a buy, I'll just jump straight on. But tight trading, and the same here, tight trading again. But have a look at the red volume here. There's big sellers here still. This is distribution here. There's accumulation started, now distribution. Someone's changed their mind. That's no good for DOT. Well, if you're holding DOT long term, You know, I'd be quite hesitant to be holding it at these lows. You know, there's nothing to say with that buying volume that the buyers are coming back in. If anything, they're leaving the building on that one there. And look at that massive increase in selling there. And look at that, we've got a decline in buying volume. So there's not much, you know, massive amount of selling, not much buying going on. And even here, we've got two higher volume days to the south side. Yep, that doesn't look very good either. And this one here, so I actually drew this, you know, down at these lines, you can see how tight this trading gets. Like, you know, that's tight trading there, and, you know, it looks like we're entering. It almost looks like we're around about here in the cycle. And so hopefully if we get like, you know, another May, so where was that? May, June, July, August. So maybe 8 weeks. So, you know, would it be nice if we can get sideways for 8 weeks from here, you know, just to give us some sort of a nice low, and they're buying out of, you know, a nice low confirmation, you know, that'd be nice. And I'll just go back because I just want to show you, have a look at how it lived when it was under the 50. Oh, sorry, it went above the 50, and then it, you know, popped below it there, closed below it here, so that would have been a cause for concern, but we should have been getting out up here somewhere, you know, with our first exit. And, you know, I don't know exactly where we would have got out the second one. I have to open up and have a look. But down here, have a look. As soon as it broke above the 50, look at the result. As soon as it broke above the 50, look at the result. And here, we're just about to break above the 50 again. So, but, you know, you can see that's gone flat. That's gone to like a, you know, a mediocre, you know, decline. This is a very aggressive decline. Usually I see on very aggressive declines is it will pop above, fail, and come down and, you know, reconsolidate, and then pop above and usually, you know, come back and retest and then go off. You know, it takes a little bit of time for these things to unwind usually, or to finish their decline. But anyway, that looks pretty good too. Now here, look at this tight trading down the bottom, down to these support levels, FTM 27 cents. And that came all the way from, you know, like that was at highs of, you know, $3, you know, $3.27 and above. So, you know, there's some very good gains to be made buying out of these lows, that's for sure. And, you know, these cryptos are in the top 40. So, you know, big money's all over these. And have a look at this one here, Sushi. You know, that's down to $1. And, you know, that was a big time at one stage there. Will I get there again? Who knows? $21, $22. So from $1 to 20, so, you know, 10 grand on here. If this goes back to 22 cents and you're going from $1 to 22, that's 22 times your money. 21 times your money. You know, that's $210,000 for a $10,000 investment. And, you know, what if it takes 2 years to get there? Well, that's what it is. You know, we're just going to leave it in there and let the market tell us what to do next. And, you know, I used to sell often when, you know, I felt like selling, and then the market would just keep on advancing. And now I do what the market says. Whether I like it or not, the market is the one that determines my entries and exits. Look at that support there. That's at 61. Man, imagine if Mana gets back down to 61 cents. That'll be nice. I'll just draw a line there. Somewhere around there. So yeah, you know, that'll be nice if you get something like that. I might just put a bit of an alert there, so just to wake me up if I haven't seen it. But I mean, I go through a watch list every day, so, you know, it's just vitally important, you know. And when we're down at these lows, that's when you need to be watching it more so. Like when we're doing this sort of thing, yeah, you know, it's exciting, you watch it because you get these little rallies you can trade. And then down here, you know, I'm just waiting for this pop. As soon as we see this pop, you know, I'll be hoping for a pullback and then a takeoff. But this all depends as well on what Bitcoin's behavior is, because as we can see, Bitcoin, it wasn't in a very, you know, like it was in a good place, but, you know, it's gone from the support to the resistance, and the resistance has been 22,500 now. So, and Bitcoin's 21.6, so it's only 900 points away. But, you know, like, will it do it? I don't know. I'm thinking more downside, to be honest. But we'll just wait to see what the candles say. So going across here, up, down, and up. Nice candle above, but we've got declining volume. And then there's the result. Here we go. The only problem is, look at that, we've got no volume on that breakout. One thing I can see here that I do like, this on the daily chart, is we've got a low on support, high, higher low. We've got that break, like, that's not good enough. I want something, if we see a good solid break above here, we might get a run up to the 200, 925. That could be a 50% run, if that was to happen. Anyway, that's worthwhile watching. I'll just see what the high is here. So the high price is $6.05. High price here is $5.97. $6.05. All right, I'm going to go and alert there, $6.06. I'll do $6.08. $6 and I'll do $6.06. Yeah, right. Cool, save. So anyway, like, when I want to know when that pops above that, because that, looks like it could potentially either go to this level here at 818, which will still be a nice gain if you've got some decent money on it. 818, around about there, 815, and then or less 915. 815 or 915, you could put a 50% sell there and a 50% sell there. Anyway, just an idea. And have a look at this, this tight trading. I love this stuff. IOTA. And, like, there's a lot of people that love IOTA. I've heard these people that, have got, that they've picked one crypto and IOTA is the one for them. That's $2.60 from 28 cents. So 26 to 20, 26, $2.60 to, if that was 26 cents. That's 10 times decline. And so obviously here it's gone from down here up to 10 times, increase. That's pretty good stuff. And then it's come down a massive decline, down to 57 cents. That's still 100% away. Anyway, we're down here, nice, super tight trading. Super tight trading. When are we going to get a pop? These are the things we need to be looking out for. But these people, like, they had bunches, like tens of thousands of IOTA, because that's the only currency that they wanted to trade in. But anyway, you can see what's happened. It's gone, 10 times decline in the last, 12 months or something. So, but let's just wait and see. That could this 9 is lower than this 9 here, and look at that, we're running out of liquidity. We're going to get a pop soon. When there's no one else wants to trade, big money gets impatient and they soon tell you the direction that they're headed. Let the market tell you and confirm with you what the direction of the market. My thoughts and my opinions in the market mean nothing. What the charts say means everything. I used to, often let how I thought, get involved in my trading, and I was wrong more often than not. And then when I just started doing what the candle said and just completely let go and thought, no, I'm no better than the market. How do I know? Anyway, now I can see that the candles are right a lot more often than my opinion. And look at this tight trading again. Soon we're going to get a pop. Look at this. Tight trading here, get a bit of a pop. It's good. Tight trading. This could actually, it's struggling to get above the 50 though. But, sometimes when it does that, we got lower liquidity and big money gets impatient. Look at that. Low liquidity, big money gets impatient. Bang. But, you don't know if it's going to be, selling off or... Yeah, and that would have been quite confusing there too, because look at this. I'll just, point this out. But, we've got a support, breakthrough support. Oh, man, do we go short from here? And I don't know where you would have had your stops, maybe, but, above that swing low, so you wouldn't have been out. But eventually you would have been out because, probably wouldn't have hit targets. I wouldn't want to be taking a target there if I had an opportunity like that. I think it was going to go down further, and then we're getting engulfing, closing above the 9. I would have been out on that, I would say, even those candles that's saying that. But up to there and then down to here, tight trading, something's going to happen soon. And EOS $1, like, man, EOS, I still like EOS. Last year I was selling it at $14 or something, no, $8.75 or something. And here it was 14. Yeah, so there's $14.70. I think it was 14.75 I sold it at, or something like that. The high was 14.86. I don't know, I got pretty close to the top. It was about 10 cents away. Righto, I'll just do a couple more and then I head off. Monero, I always want to own some Monero. So, you know, when I think Monero is quite low, you know, I'm happy to buy one a week or whatever. Every time I get a little bit of money, I'd, you know, save some Monero. But make sure you save your Monero in a wallet. Monero is the one you buy in a wallet, not in an exchange. Look at that nice big run, you know, from down to this tight trading here. And look, it just kept on going up and up and up until we had support at the 200. Like we got rejection at the 200 now. And then all the way up. You know, I'm hoping for, you know, if this was turned upside down, you know, like for the story it is today, we've got rejection at the 200 and I'm hoping for a little pop. One last little pop to the low side. Because I've got some pretty low entry orders in there sitting there waiting for me. And have a look at this, $5. Oh man, this one here, you know, $237 to $5.70. That's a massive decline. And look at that tight trading. What happens after tight trading? After tight trading, we get a run. After tight trading, we get a run. We've got tight trading going on here. You know, but have a look at how slow and steady that's come down. Like this is good buying opportunity. These are. And look at that tight trading, massive tight trading. Look at this tight trading, pop. Tight trading, which way will it go? Anyway, traders, I could just keep on going all day. But I'm going to go and check out some Forex after this. Look at that. But this didn't really get into, like this is tight trading now, but have a look at that. Climbing the ladder the whole time. You know, that would have been a really good trade for us, but then massive decline after that before the massive run took off. Here we've got tight trading again, which you haven't really seen too much. You know, there's a bit of tight trading there, bit of tight trading there, tight trading here. 22 minutes in, and yep, I better go. Better call it quits to that triple top, 21 cents, 2.9 cents. Nine times your money. Look at that tight trading down there again. All right, traders, hope you have a good day. If you have any questions with your charts or need any help, please let me know. I'm more than happy to talk about charts. All right, talk again soon. See you.